Dave, I can't imagine doing a film like this about what happened to you and your mom and everything. What gave you the strength to make a film like this, and why?
Well, fortunately, I didn't have to make it all at one time, So we actually took several years to make this thing and put it together in the way that we thought was the safest and the most presentable, and certainly watching out for anything that would be triggering for me, because there's a lot of information in there that would be triggering if you weren't doing personal work on your own during the process. So I was I made sure to stay close to therapy and good friends like Todd, and it worked out good.
Wow. While you were making this film, what did you start to learn more things about yourself as what happened, and you know what I mean? Like you started to start.
I don't think so. I don't think I learned anything more about myself. I think things became a little bit clearer in terms of my mom's life. So I got a real nice bird's eye view of what her life was like and what my memory of it was like. But learning about myself, I don't really think so. I mean, I was maybe a little bit, but I was a kid when this happened. You know what I mean? So it's like as a child, you're free of responsibility. You know what I mean? So all I could do is watch. And it was a tough time. So it took 30 years to get into the space where I was ready to tell a story. So maybe if I was to say if I learned anything, it would be that time is an important factor in terms of being ready to process something and talk about it.
Good answer. No, because it's like there is always a little learning part on these kind of things. I love the title. How did you come up with the title?
There's a song on my solo record called Mourning Son, and it's spelled the same way, and it just fit. It was a song about my mom, and we just went back and forth on it and thinking, should we change it? But it fits. Should we put the song in the movie? And I said, here's the deal. No song in the movie, keep the title. And it worked out great.
How'd you get Todd involved, and Nick, and your other guys? And why them?
Nick?
Todd. Just Todd.
Well, come on over here.
How'd you get me involved?
So, Todd, how did you get involved in this project?
I was fortunate enough to be friends with you, and the culmination of the project was Dave and I are cinephiles. We've worked together on a bunch of other projects. Our plan was eventually to film something. So the first natural idea was, let's shoot a documentary, something that's the story's already there. And Dave was like, well, I have the perfect story. So we started tackling it that way. And at first we just started in the sense of, let's just see if we can even tell the story at all. So up until like 3/4 of the way of filming, we weren't even sure that we were making a movie.
Yeah, we didn't really know how to make a movie. We just literally just went and made it.
Okay, so since you were doing this, how long did this process take? Since you didn't know what you were doing, kind of.
Well, it took almost 7 years. And granted, there was tours and stuff like that brought Dave away from the project, but it was a constant working. When you're shooting a documentary, one thing you learn is that you'll interview someone and they'll say something that you didn't know. So you have to chase down that avenue to see if it's part of the story you want to tell. So there was a lot of information that was disclosed that he didn't know about the case and that I didn't know. So there was you take those turns and it takes time, And plus, when you're filming other people, especially who aren't actors or in this industry and stuff, you have to cater to them. They're not all sitting right here in Los Angeles. We had to find people. I had to hire a private investigator to find people from the case, investigators and police officers that worked the case and stuff like that were retired. So that took time as well.
Yeah, and a lot of this, this crime happened in 1983, and that was before the digital world. So there weren't backlogged digital. I mean, we went down to the library and went through the microfiche. That was the closest thing we had to the internet back then. So, it took a long time because there were a lot of impediments in terms of my schedule. The fact that we insisted on doing it ourselves, we didn't want anybody else's money because we didn't want anybody else's creative hand. This is my story, and then I'm going to have notes from the studio. That's not going to fly. You know what I mean? So it took what it took, and we're very happy with how it came out. And I want to thank you for your
I
interest
want
in coming
to
down.
thank you too. One last question, just throw this out there. What if your film wins an Oscar for this documentary?
It won't.
It won't.
It came out 2 years ago.
Oh, okay, right. So I was just trying to maybe get reintroduced into the film festival of the Oscars.
Yeah, yeah.
Great talking to you.
All right,
Appreciate you.
thank you.
And your story's awesome.
Appreciate it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, Todd.
Thank you.
What's up, FabTV? I'm here with the founders of the Infinity Film Festival, and we just talked to Dave Navarro about his huge, deep film about his mom in Mourning Son. And tell me, how did you guys start this film festival?
Sure. So we've been working with the major movie studios and tech companies for the last 10 years doing events focused on cutting edge technologies and how people are telling stories with these. So over the last year, this evolved into a lot of Silicon Valley companies, a lot of the major studios saying, you know what, it's time. Los Angeles today, right now, we want to focus on how story is advanced by technology, and it's no longer just about people, for instance, putting on a headset and having an experience. It's about the fact that Silicon Valley has created all this major new tech that people are saying, this is actually changing the way that we are experiencing our lives, and it's all being based in Hollywood, in LA, Silicon Valley, Silicon Beach. So we put together this festival, and we're launching here in Beverly Hills this year for our inaugural fest.
And it's going really good.
Thank you. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, it's been awesome. Like, we've had thousands of people come out over the weekend. We've had over 100 hours of screenings. We've had over 30 cutting-edge tech exhibits from some of the leading companies from Silicon Valley, NVIDIA, Intel, et cetera, Epic Games, the makers of Fortnite, et cetera. And we've had over 200 speakers from CEOs and on down from these companies and studios talking about how they are making stories today with this tech.
We're very fortunate that all the major studios have been involved with this festival from the very beginning, and they're looking to embracing tech and embracing the Silicon Valley community along with the Hollywood community. So we thought this was a great opportunity to bring everybody together.
Totally.
Was starting a film festival a lot more hard work than you thought it was?
No, I knew this was going to be an uphill battle from the get-go, in all honesty, and we're thrilled because we've had over 80 advisors from the major studios, the top talent agencies, and the major tech companies on board advising us every step of the way of how to program this festival. This is a small little team that has a huge ship of people behind it, and so it's been something that's taken a lot of work, but it's totally paid off this week, and it's been a blast. We're excited for year 2.
Okay. What are you going to do different next year than this year going into it?
We're going to have more fun.
Good.
But it's going to be focused. So we're going to break it down in some different ways. We've gotten a ton of feedback this year from everyone who's been involved. We've had 4 separate venues with programming going day and night. So we're going to tighten some of this up in terms of the certain types of themes of content. We just launched our first artificial intelligence committee that will be programming a track for next year that we're really excited about.
You guys are high tech.
Watch out.
I was going to ask you guys next. Is it going to still be here in Beverly Hills? Like, are you going to change the venue? Or, sorry, no disrespect to the venue and all that, just like the things change?
Yeah,
So-
no, it's cool. Where this originally started, it was originally called the Infinity Film Festival. Beverly Hills, the mayor came to us and said that they really wanted to have something of this nature in the city. We've been really honored to work directly with the city on this and have a cool event. Where it goes in the future, we've had a very long-term vision with this for a while now in terms of this will grow and embrace the different cultures that exist throughout the city of Los Angeles. Beverly Hills will always be a special part of this event and a certain place of home for us. It will evolve and embrace different neighborhoods throughout the city in cool ways moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, when Nick and I envisioned this along with all our advisors, we were so enamored what Sundance had done and what Tribeca had done in New York. And here we are in Los Angeles, the entertainment capital of the world, and it has so many different neighborhoods, so many different tastes, so many varieties, and we want to bring all these kind of things together because there are different forms of entertainment, there are different forms of distribution, so we need to embrace everything. I mean, Venice has become a big tech center. DTLA, Eagle Rock, Silver Lake, a big creative community. The entertainment community, the business community is based in Beverly Hills, in the West Side, and the Valley. We want to bring it all together.
You guys picked like the perfect weekend. Like, what was the timing? I'm not just saying that. I think you picked a pretty good weekend time to pick it. How did you pick this weekend? How did it fall into this November 1 through 4 date?
Well, that came from our advisors as well, which basically said fourth quarter, you're looking at going right into the holiday season for the consumer electronics and the tech crowd so they can announce their new products. They've got a platform to share this with an audience that's really looking for these announcements going into the holiday season. And then on the content side, we're just getting started with awards season. So this is a perfect platform for new content creators, for major studios to really make a statement and get out there ahead of the game with the awards season.
Who are these advisors? They're good.
They're the best of the best.
I mean, who? Like, I need a couple names. I mean, who are these advisors? I want to know.
So we've got Hano Bossi, who is the Chief Technology Officer at 20th Century Fox Films, who is the head of our Technology Awards Committee. We've got United Talent Agency on board. We've got
CES was a big partner of
Yeah.
ours this year. Really excited that they came on board.
so
How do you guys reach these advisors? I mean, not anyone could reach these advisors. Like CTO of.
It's called old age.
You've been alive for a long time, so you've made all these connections.
No, we've been involved in these industries for over 10 years now, for me personally. And, these are relationships that have developed over time. And we are honored and we're humbled that these
Yes.
people want to be involved with this. We take that very seriously and we take their advice very seriously. And we choose to put on an event that we hope reflects their best interests and really gives them all a voice for where they see the industry's going.
Awesome. Well, it's honored to be part of this with you guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
Can you ask them about some of their sponsors and their partners?
No,
that they've-
no. I'm kidding.
Said the publicist.
Yeah, okay, of course. I'm
Take it.
going to act like it was my question.
You know I can't stop now. I'm on a roll.
Still rolling? Okay, guys, last question. So, who are your sponsors? Here's the time to drop all the Epic Games and LA Times, and who else are these sponsors?
Our title sponsor is Riot. They're creating some of the most cool new content that you're going to see on the planet. A lot of digital first, a lot of shorts. We've also got Epic.
They're creating an immersive studio here in town, so they're going to be on par. They're going to be the cutting edge studio, along with the major studios embracing new forms of technology. It all starts with story, but they see different ways of telling stories.
Exactly, and then Epic Games, makers of Fortnite with Unreal Engine. Game Engine is a major new technology that's being used to create film, TV, and all kinds of content down the line. It's not just video games anymore, so they've been a huge supporter of ours. They ran a tech lab here at the Paley Center, which we had streamed live on Facebook with Ridley Scott and Associates, so that was very cool with this festival. D-Box, if you haven't been to the movie theaters lately, to have some of these cutting-edge chairs that they're putting into theaters, it's changing the whole experience about how you go and see a movie. It's pretty cool. It involves your entire body sitting in the chair and how it moves with the film that you're seeing. They've gotten that perfected in a way that's cool. It's creating some subtle nuance for how you experience content. We've also got Los Angeles Times as a presenting media partner. They've been huge. Outfront has helped us
Outfront Media
get our
has been
message out
phenomenal.
on billboards all around the city, which has been fantastic.
Outfront Media has been phenomenal. They are the largest outdoor advertising firm in the world, and they have been so kind to us to offer us billboards all throughout Los Angeles, and we're really grateful to them.
You know what I say? One thing, here's my compliment to you guys. I've never seen a startup film festival be as successful and so tight than you guys.
Thank you. Thank you
Just
so
saying
much.
what it is.
Thank you.